loss yesterday to a scrappy team that they fought us really. They fought us hard, and we didn't play great yesterday. And we played solid baseball today, but our pitching was outstanding from the first inning of game one with Hagan going, and then Vermillion coming in off of him for an inning, and then Brady Tiger finished it up. And obviously, we wanted to win this series. We talked about it between games that this is a big game. We got to win the series, and our guys responded. And Wiggins came out in the first inning. It looked like just the fastball was working, and then man, it just got better and better with the off-speed pitches, his changeup, his slider. I think the first 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 innings, the leadoff man would get on with either usually a base on ball, and then he just got after him. And to us, he got better as the game went on, and he doesn't really lose anything off his fastball. He's still pumping it. And you can look at that board all you want, but we've already looked at our TrackMan stuff, and he was anywhere from 94 to 97, touching, maybe a little more, but it was mostly that last inning, he was 95, 96, and we felt like Hagan did the same thing in the first game. He had one little period there where we kind of lost his feel. It might have been the fourth inning, third inning, whichever inning it was, and Coach went out and talked to him. He threw a ball, and then he kind of got it back together. Next inning, he was really good, and that's what you got to do. But the pitching was outstanding. We got some timely hits. I don't think we made an error in 3 games, so we're slowly getting there.
How do you feel about your starters right now? Because you have Nolan go into the 6th, Smith goes 7, Wiggins go into the 7th. Was that what you wanted to see from them this weekend?
Yeah, we wanted them all to get, 85 pitches maybe at a minimum, if possible, to start getting them built up to, to get to around, 90, 95, depending on the weather or how, if it was an easy 90 or if they had to fight it for 80, maybe that's enough. But it was really good to see those 3 guys give us some innings and, let us kind of set some things up with some relievers and 1 inning here, a batter there, 2 batters there, 2 hitters, and they all came through.
And I wonder what you thought about the all-around play of Turner as a catcher, as a first baseman,
Yeah.
getting the big hits for you that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great weekend. I mean, you look at what he did for us behind the plate and throwing out a couple runners yesterday, and he had a ball yesterday into the wind that, again, would have been out of the park if it was a different day or different wind or no wind. And then, today, when they tied it back up with a big 2-out, 2-run homer, we basically did it right back to him. Turner smokes one low and hard and got out of here in a hurry, got 2 or 3 big hits, drove in a lot of runs on the day. And I don't know, he had a big day.
Dave, one of the things you were frustrated with yesterday was getting leadoff man and not being able to convert. I think you went 4-4 in those scenarios. How big was that?
It was huge, to be able to get the lead runner on, advance him, and then drive him in. It was big, and we felt like we just missed a couple of big innings early, and there you look up and we're up 2-1 or 2-0, and then it was 2-1. Then we made it 3-1, but we just couldn't put them away, and then finally put together the big 7th, and then obviously the 8th to get to the 11 runs, which we needed to finish the game. That was agreed on yesterday when we decided to play a doubleheader when, they had to travel home today. So, I don't really like playing a run rule. I don't think they do either, but with the circumstances, maybe it made sense.
You think Morfin's kind of turned a corner for you?
Well, I think so. I mean, he had a good day, and I think that he's starting to get a little more comfortable, and sometimes once you get that first hit, it breaks loose. But he drove in some runs today, got some big hits, and he hit the ball hard a couple other times where he didn't get a hit. So we need his bat. He's a good defender in left field or right field, and we definitely need him. And he's starting to catch fire, it looks like.
I may be wrong about this, but I think it was the first game where Turner was in the 3-hole, the first game today. What went in your decision to move him up in the order?
Yeah. Maybe the first game of the year I hit him 3rd or 4th. I don't remember. I was thinking it was 3rd, but I'm not sure. Just that I felt like he was swinging the bat as good or better than anybody, and I just felt like that. I needed someone to kind of back up Wallace a little bit, but we wanted to move Robert to the 4-hole. Robert's been doing a fine job in the 3-hole. wanted to give Robert a chance to drive in some runs. Robert had a good day, but he left some runs out there I know he's frustrated about. But, you know, it worked out. I thought you look at the second game between Michael and Robert, you know, there's 4 hits. And the first game, you know, Michael drives in 3 runs. And, you know, they just had a big day.
What'd you think of the way Hagan bounced back after having the shorter outing last weekend?
Well, you know, I was asked that, I think, the other day about how I thought he would do. And I felt like he would have a really good outing. You know, it was his first time on the road against a team that was amped up. And he was amped up a little bit, and he lost his command a little bit. And they hit him, short outing, and I think he learned a lot from it. And I feel like that all week he prepared mentally and physically to get out there and pitch, and he had a great outing.
Have you thought about wanting to keep Connor on Friday or start the other guy on Thursday? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, we've already discussed that a little bit. Only you're thinking ahead. I like that. Yeah, we're probably going to keep Connor on Friday. You know, I mean, we'll probably talk to you before that, but I would say as of right now, we'll throw somebody else. I know that they only played 2 games this weekend, so they had a 2-game series. So I think at a minimum, we'll see their number 3 on Thursday, and then we'll get 1, 2, and whoever they want to throw after that, obviously, on the last day. Now, the weather could be a little bit of an issue. There could be a situation where we ask them to play 2 on Thursday, and I think with the way they've scheduled, you know, they would be able to do it. That's not what we want to do, but you know, we'll play this. We'll see this weather play out for the next 48 hours.
And who all and how many guys would be under consideration for that start?
There would be 2 or 3 guys. I think Ledbetter jumps out at me a little bit. I mean, hey, let's give a young guy a shot at it. And I mean, we want to win every game, but we want to continue to get better, and we got to figure out a few things. So. Yeah, I mean that's one possibility. I don't have a sheet in front of me. We could bullpen it, so to speak, and tell everybody you're getting an inning or 2, depending on how many pitches you throw, and just go with some guys. But sometimes that shortens up maybe how you feel about your bullpen on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Coach, you've won 7 games this year, and 5 of them you've had official quality starts from your pitchers. How important has that been for you this year?
I think it's been real important with this team because we've got a whole new rotation for the most part. You know, Connor was in and out injured last year mostly. So for those guys to go out and do what they're doing, it gives us an opportunity to maybe not stretch our bullpen more than we want to right now, but while we're still trying to figure out a few roles for some guys. I mean, I thought Brady Tiger, you know, you look what he's done last, I guess it was Wednesday, came in really throwing the curveball and fastball mid-90s. Today, the same thing. You know, he didn't have the breaking ball. Fastball was really good, and he doesn't seem to get rattled to me. He may be a starter here one day. He's got 3 pitches. Today he just threw the fastball because the breaking ball wasn't working, and I think he only threw 8 pitches. Didn't really have to throw the changeup. So, but it's been big having those starters give us innings because we haven't had to recycle any of our younger pitchers anyway. You know, Cole Ramage a little older. We've used him a couple times on the weekend, but other than that, it's been 1 outing a week.
There have been 6 games in 7 days. I wonder what your thoughts are about getting a few days of rest here. Is it needed, or is there a little bit of disappointment that it comes on the heels of getting your offense going?
No, I think it's needed a little bit. I mentioned it to the team after the second game a minute ago that, you know, obviously tomorrow we're giving them off, and then yeah, come on out, man. The other guys are over there.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
that's good though. I'm glad. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? It's kind of like something just walked right across. There we go. Nobody saw it. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that tomorrow's off, and don't be surprised if we give them Monday off with an organized practice. Might be something where if they want to come in and get a few swings, or if a guy that's the day he's supposed to bullpen, they got to get their work in. But mentally they don't have to be somewhere, and you know, this is probably a good time for it.
It seemed like it was raining quite a bit today. Do you feel like the field held up pretty well?
I thought the field's in great shape. I mean, Zach and his crew have done a tremendous job. The infield is as good as I've seen it maybe ever, and you know, with what we've been coming off of, that ice and cold weather, and I think it's in great shape. I know it's going to get thicker and greener coming up, but Yeah, I thought it played great. You know, even with that steady light mist that was coming down, it got heavy a little bit, but played pretty true.
You mentioned Ramage. After it didn't go good yesterday, did you want to get him back on the mound? And how big was it to see him?
Yeah, yeah. It was. We did want to. We planned on a doubleheader today. We thought he's going to give us one or two, maybe three in the middle of the game. That was our plan. It kind of worked out. We just had to. We wanted to go a 7th, 8th, and 9th, and the only thing about us walking him off the field, and obviously I love that we won the game. We had Nick Griffin. We wanted to get him on the mound. I mean, his stuff's good, and we had him ready to to possibly close that first game, 1-run game, tie game. Same with this one. We were saving him for the end, and he didn't get to throw, but he at least knows we have that in the plans, and he'll probably have to throw live to some hitters in the next day or two, getting him ready for his next outing.
All right. Coach, appreciate the time.
Okay. This is Jay Sporf, and if you didn't know, by the way.